This video was not intended for children.
Hello everyone, this is Isaac.
This is Taryn.
We are True Masters and Morons.
Playing most
Vampyr.
certainly the last episode of Vampyr.
Hopefully,
And you won't have heard any of that if this is the same episode as last time.
It looks like dawn is here at long last.
Oh yeah, that was sunlight, wasn't it?
Why don't you just leave me alone? Your precious queen has been sent back.
Why are you so angry at me? I could have solved all your problems if you just freaking listened!
Yeah.
I am here to say goodbye. The sun's warmth exhausts me. Soon I will rejoin my queen in her endless sleep. It is over.
Ah, so he rises in response.
Did well.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah,
Preparation for probably.
he is. He's the white blood cell to her cancer.
Why did Harriet Jones become a disaster?
You're about to find out.
You hold the knowledge needed to answer such
Or
a
you could just tell me.
No, I kind of respect this. It's like, no, bitch, you had all the chances in the world to ask me questions. It's over and done now. Figure it out. You can do it.
I noticed that all the Icors were female, as if a male couldn't endure the metamorphosis. Harriet was also a bitter and resentful woman, as was her daughter.
If the Morrigan prefers despoiled women to become the vessels of her wrath, we should be thankful that but one disaster hath been cast upon this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Icors seem to carry various diseases.
Why don't you just call them
They do not
Ickers?
merely turn people into skulls.
Nope, they are
Their
icons.
presence alone spreads death.
Who knows whether the Red Queen awakens when cursed mortals endure such epidemics, or if the contagions emerge like a curse as she awakes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like that didn't really
I-
answer anything.
I respect legitimately not knowing. That's fine.
Yep.
So our beloved mother will just go back to sleep, now that enough people have suffered. Is that
Okay, John, you really need to get over yourself. Like, real
Yeah.
bad.
The Morrigan has been appeased because you dared confront her. You have
Oh.
prevailed, my bittersweet champion.
Alright.
I like that. Are any of my progeny up to snuff? Or do I just need to cleanse it until somebody shows up? Oh, you did. Okay, good. Carry on.
And what are you to her? Her counterpart? Her opponent in some timeless game?
She is my mother, my dreadful and sour-tempered mother. She is yours.
My
to
dreadful
will,
and
but
sour-tempered
you are not
mother.
born from a terrible womb like me. You
He did just continuously say she's angry.
child.
Like, she's a bitch, but she's my mom, man.
I wouldn't exist without her, and I might not be able to
What
continue
does she
existing
seek?
without her. I'm not sure.
Revenge?
Right.
Retribution?
She seeks nothing, since she only dreams of it. In the ancient tongue, when I was young, her name meant ghostly queen. Pray she never fully awakens, for her wrath knows no bounds.
Yay.
This is not over.
Oh, but it is. You're the endgame now.
Of the blood
Right.
of hate.
'Tis unwise to interfere with a tale rooted so deeply in the suffering of others.
I don't know about that.
Oh man, so many more.
What
Yep.
will happen to Ascalon? Will you let them run the country from the shadows?
I don't.
Why should I care?
It's like, yeah, I don't care.
Ascalon was built upon the lie of a lineage. Such a deceit cannot last forever.
Definitely possessed Marshall's blood. Untainted blood from the greatest vampire knight.
Really? I wonder how he managed.
I like he's like, oh, for real?
Perhaps I should retrieve this artifact before going back to sleep.
Oh, damn!
Come, the vampire hunters.
In their leader, you now have a spy behind enemy lines.
Oh, what?
You may yet protect your immortal friends for some time to come. If you dare.
If you
Well, that's
dare.
a ballsy move.
That would be a ballsy move.
What will become of the Brotherhood?
The Brotherhood is as wise as it is ancient. You have nothing to fear from it.
I mean, you killed one of them, and the other one
I am
just
not afraid.
read tarot cards. You're cool.
They are merely scholars poring over dusty books. The stole of St. Paul wielded faith sufficient to cast a dragon into the abyss.
That is just a legend.
Am I?
Look at me!
Yeah, I know, right?
Thank you. Am I not a legend? It's like, don't pull that card. You're talking to a blood ghost with horns that made you.
I
Right.
must know why Elizabeth fled here when I discovered she was the original healthy carrier.
No, she is not what you say she is. That is a secret you will discover soon enough.
Well, I'd love to.
Why are you here? Which new thread of which old twisted plan are you seeking to pull now? Tell me the
Just
truth.
you, John. It's always been you.
To salute my sons,
Sons?
bid them fare thee well.
Plural?
Yeah,
Your
I got...
sons.
Oh,
Plural. My God, will you ever stop speaking in riddles?
He'll stop speaking in riddles the day you ask legitimate questions and keep asking until you get your answers.
You now have so many
Taryn,
subtle
the game knows that we're both here.
simplest one.
Oh,
To my sons.
that's funny. Also, I like that. It's like, I'm speaking simply, you're just
Why
reading
is
too many
his
words
blood
into
so
it.
strong?
He is not stronger than you, only older. You are strong, Jonathan Reed. A champion of your time, chosen to defeat a threat spawned of this generation.
Is he here? Is William Marshall here? Is that why
Why do you
you're
care
here now,
that
too?
much?
Right?
Already answered that question?
Oh,
His blood was not tainted. The blood Lord Redgrave possessed. That which I used in the serum. But what if it had been?
Then you would have failed, I suppose. For the blood would have corrupted.
I like he's just like, well, you would have lost it.
and that's all there is to it.
When he fought me, Geoffrey McCullum used a serum made of King Arthur's blood. Since
How
then,
the crap is that
I
still
have discovered
preserved?
that it was vampire
Right.
blood. Whose
Oh,
blood
apparently it was vampire blood.
Just said it. It was the blood of a king. The blood of the champion I chose to save this land in its time of greatest peril.
Oh!
You're telling me King Arthur was a vampire? That's amazing. That is amazing. Oh, he lost.
In the end,
That's where...
as the lamb suffered his defeat.
That
Oh.
interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Who are your sons? Why do you bid them farewell now?
Well, you're one of them.
Because I'm going to sleep.
As is William.
I told you I'm going to sleep.
Right?
If you're still around, I'll see you in a few centuries.
This is madness. How many have you created?
Hey, Shakespeare!
Shakespeare? Isaac Newton? Alfred the Great? Francis Drake? Thomas More? Guy Fawkes?
My progeny is scarce, for I rarely feel the urge to protect this land anymore.
It's fucking shitty.
One of those you
Yeah.
named is your immortal brother.
One of those you named as my brother.
Meet one night.
I like it's like you made like 8 people, so it was like, one of
Right?
them.
So that is all we are to you.
It's gotta be Shakespeare.
Puppets you create to defeat some threat born from a dreaming devil.
No.
Well, considering I'm less than that to you, maybe you should get off your high horse.
I mourn when you fail.
Okay.
And speak clearly.
Speak clearly then. And answer my last question.
What is
Open your ears.
Did I defeat the epidemic?
it? Now you
Oh,
found
yeah,
the
yeah.
castle, Jonathan Reed. Only you can answer that. Farewell, my child.
Not cool, bro.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, you found the real. You're about. The door is locked. Are you?
Decrepit. Maybe
Okay.
we can find a way to sneak in.
Just look up. No? Okay.
I don't like how close the sun is to rising.
You'll be fine. 1, mechanically, you'll be fine. 2, we know from way back at the beginning of the game, it's like sunlight doesn't actually kill you. It just makes you hate all life for the next few hours.
Yeah, it makes you miserable until the sun sets, because that doesn't permanently kill you, right? Isn't it fire that kills you?
Yeah, apparently fire is more effective than the sun, but even that's not, like, super great. Oh, shiny?
It was a shiny. Mary Inglewood, born Whiteacre.
Whitaker. In the 1500s.
Robin Inglewood.
In the 1500s. More tombstones. Go down and open that door, just in case you have to go out this freaking thing again.
Not happening.
No, never mind.
It's...
Never mind.
Never mind, maybe. Yeah, here we go. I don't think I can, because remember, I can't always unlock things from the other side. Yeah.
I actually did not know that. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love how it's like, well, look, you've gotten to the castle of the real patient Zero, so you can decide whether or not you've dealt with the epidemic, John. A part of me would love it if Blood Daddy was more snarky.
Right.
Because John is an incredible jackhole whenever he's talking to him.
Yeah, so he legitimately said things like, well, you're here. Why don't you figure it out?
Imagination.
Yeah.
But I think I smell Elizabeth's perfume.
Probably not your imagination.
Old letter from 1865. Dear Lady Ashbury, thank you for your recent letter and all the good news it contained. I cannot wait to finally meet you when you arrive in London. The garden is beautiful under the summer sky. Although I noted your wish to avoid heat and direct sunlight because of your frail health, you're welcome any day. We'll discuss this wonderful idea of yours concerning the foundation of an orphanage for young ladies inspired by the French Maison Royale de Saint-Louis. Sadly closed when the French people chose, my God, I can't even write these words down, to cut their king's head off. Such a place destined to provide a good education to gifted but poor orphan girls will surely excite my friends here in the city. You can count on me and my influence to help make your project a huge success. Yours ever sincerely, Countess Alexandra Somerset.
Oh. It looked like you could interact with the piano.
Nope.
No? Okay, guess not. But yeah, I just like I like the idea of Blood Daddy being like, copy of a letter, Ashbury Castle, 21st September 1795. Dear Mr. McAllister, as the new legal owner of the Ashbury estate, I intend to quickly engage in the overdue maintenance and repairs of the walls and the crypt of the castle. Among the few architects I invited to send forth proposal, I was most impressed by your respectful approach concerning renovations on historical buildings and their preservation. I would be glad to meet you, at your convenience. My only request would be to speak to you directly and not your assistants. Any evening of next month would be agreeable. You may come to the castle, or I can meet you at your office as you prefer. If you agree to come to the castle, I would show you what kind of repairs and modifications I have in mind concerning the crypt, which may need considerable work and reconstruction. Very sincerely, Lady Ashbury.
Like most castles, this one has a crypt, and it holds something special inside.
So that's where she is.
Yup.
That's me.
That's you.
Yep.
Portrait of Dr. Jonathan Reed.
This is what she was painting that one day.
Supposedly.
You allow my portrait to watch over you while you sleep.
The door shut behind you.
This looks like Ray.
Johannes Vermeer.
This castle is falling apart.
Imagine what happens to something it's however many years old.
Paris, 1888.
Ooh. Portal? No, that's just right. You can just fall. That's right. It's allowed.
Sweet fragrance. Elizabeth's perfume. She was here, and recently.
With your vampire nose. Maybe. I don't know.
Nope. Oh, man.
That is a gigantic fireplace. You can literally walk into it.
Whoop. Yeah, that's the kind of fireworks.
At a table. You could have dinner at a table in that fireplace.
Oh, Jacob Blackwood looks rather
undead.
Undead.
Yeah, 1788. That's the oldest one so far.
Recent letter from 1909, Dunbarrow Sanitarium, Scotland. Dear Lady Ashbury, I thank you for your previous letters and ardent discussions about vampire folklore. It's now obvious we share an opinion concerning scientific and modern approach toward the need for blood and the cure of addiction. I must confess I admire your charitable attitude when I met you at the Dunbarrow Sanatorium, and I'm still impressed by your kindness when talking with humble and poor patients. I was delighted to read about the position of administrator at the Pembroke Hospital you financed since its founding. After a few days of deliberation, I'm happy to accept your offer. It will be, for me, an occasion to get back to the busy streets of London after years of public service in the beautiful, but far quieter, Scotland. I will be glad to meet you there and discuss with you further about immortality, its advantages and disadvantages, and how to enhance your condition. I look forward to our next meeting. Yours sincerely, Dr. Edgar Swansea.
Swansea.
1909, isn't it?
Well, if she'd made a picture of you in 1918, that means it's 1918 now.
Oh,
So
it
that
is
was
1918. You're right.
So that was 9 years ago. Because yes, I too have lost track of whenever.
I'm like, wait, isn't it 19? I thought it was 1989.
There was a photo on the wall.
Oh, was there?
Not a photo, but a painting
Oh.
on the left. On the left. On the left. There. 1885.
By Vincent van
By
Gogh.
Vincent van Gogh. That's fun.
All right.
You're not going to go into the room you unlocked?
Well, I realized it's an unlockable room, so... Yeah, no, I'm going to go into the room I unlocked.
Yeah. The stairs speak of places to go. You need to locate the secret passage. Sunlight that doesn't matter, because we're that kind of vampire. Sunlight, no problem. Garlic, untouchable.
Mm-hmm. Do I get the fit? Oh, okay. I figured I'd go through here, but never mind.
That is not the secret passage. That is the obvious passage.
That is the obvious passage.
You must find the secret passage.
Yeah, that is not the secret passage. That is just the passage.
Apparently,
Which one? There are like 50, dude. This one? No.
The one that there's two of? The one with Gilderoy Lockhart over there? I'm going to say it's about... that one.
The big one?
The big one of...
William Marshall fighting her.
Probably, yeah. Or Arthur, but yeah.
Well, Arthur
One of the
lost,
two.
so I'm going to say William Marshall.
Yeah, that would be more sensible. This painting is suspicious. It's cool, though.
It is really cool. It's easily the coolest artwork we've seen.
Mm-hmm. Old contract, Inverness, 11th of February, 1807. Activate senses. Dear Miss Ashbury, when last we had communicated, you asked for the conveyance of a large coffin from Temple Church, London, to the crypt of the Ashbury Castle in Scotland. I am happy to report your request has finally been validated. My drivers have been informed that, for security reasons, guards must always protect the coffin. You have hired these individuals, who will be waiting for us in London. They also have been informed that under no circumstances should the carriage try to pass a river by boat, but always by road and bridges, for the precious wood and the relics inside the coffin cannot be exposed to the humidity and moisture. You will find a detailed quote for the entire operation attached to this letter. We are ready to go to London as soon as payment is received in full. Very respectfully, Samuel Lewis, independent contractor. That's her. Or someone else.
The large coffin from Temple Church was supposed to be William Marshall.
Yeah, but wasn't he already always also moved out of there?
Yeah, exactly. We moved a coffin from there.
Oh, right, that's right. They said it was done a while ago. Oh, that's 1807, so that was a while ago. So yeah, okay.
I'm trying to decide if she is William Marshall or just watched over him.
That would be funny. But no, I believe it's watched over, I would presume.
It won't let me activate my senses, Taryn. It told me
Probably.
to, but it won't let me.
I know.
Oh.
Oh. Blood sword and blood moon.
A sword and a moon are the symbols I should look for.
Sure.
Okay.
That's what that means.
I'll
apparently.
keep that in mind.
A sword and a moon. The door has been unlocked somehow. Oh.
Okay. Oh,
Oh.
wait. Hang on.
So this is back
Oh, no,
at the
I can
entrance.
just see it through the wall. Okay.
Alright. So, we're gonna look around for a sword in the moon.
Yeah.
Bring back.
Oh, those are just the rats.
That's shiny.
That's a shield.
Okay, so the shield.
These symbols. I can feel them.
Apparently you have to hit the sword first.
Okay. So I need the sword and the moon. That is a weird fire flower, maybe? That's the sword.
Okay.
One last switch, and
Okay, so you hit that one.
Okay, so yeah, I now need to find the moon somewhere, presumably in this room?
Since the other three are in here, yeah, but...
Ah! There it is. Crescent moon.
voila.
Okay. Voila. Alright, to the not-so-secret door. Oh! There's a secret door.
Yeah, I knew there was going to be a secret door in that fireplace when it was so big.
You might say it's a secret tunnel.
You couldn't have cleaned this up a little bit when you had it made?
It was like 100 years ago, man. Ancient Tome. Ancient Tome, 1217. An angel came to me, blessed be to God. Michael appeared to me last night in all his glory, shaped in glorious blood, to grant me eternal life at the dusk of my life. The apparition was so sublime and terrible that I could not help but lower my head and close my eyes. Struck by the divine gift, I fell to the ground, only to awake the next night. You will serve me as you served your king, said the angel before striking me with all his power. You will protect this land for the aeons to come. For all who knew me, I should now hide and retreat, for they consider me dead. Soon, I will leave the company of men to serve my true purpose. Blessed be God. 1350. Michael appeared to me last night in my retreat under Temple Church and asked me to prepare for battle. The land must be saved. Death is everywhere. The Black Death. An epidemic sent by the devil himself to punish mortals all over the world. My arm is strong. In the name of God I shall smite the enemies of mankind. England shall prevail. 1569. It is almost 20 years since my fight started against the devil, and the end is uncertain. From time to time, the plague, the Black Death, reappears in a village, in a town, and each time the vicious minions of hell approach to get their share of the mortals' suffering. Vampires, dreadful creatures. I won't let this land collapse. Until my last breath, I'll serve and protect England. 1578. Tonight, in the small village of Hodston, I met the most delicate soul I've seen for a long time. She was singing for the dead, singing for those she knew and loved, those killed by a new plague outbreak, without fearing for her own life. Her voice moved me, so I chose to let her live. I offered her eternal life as a reward for her virtue and most pious attitude. Her name is Elizabeth Englewood. I'm not alone anymore. Together, we shall praise God in all his glory for the aeons to come.
So yeah, she was the spouse of
Yes.
William Marshall.
1618. My heart is breaking, my soul is bleeding. Tonight, my dear Elizabeth left me. I have taught her all I knew, all she needed to know. Now she must walk her own path through the ages. This is her wish, and I will respect it. Elizabeth Englewood, my sweet daughter, is gone, for she now wants to be known as Elizabeth Blackwood. I made her a promise. If she ever comes back to Hodston, she will find me there, managing the Bull Inn her parents owned before dying. William Marshall shall disappear for a few times, too, now that the Black Death is no more. Until we meet again, I shall be known as William Thorne, waiting for my angel to come back.
I was right. She did. She went by Blackwood. So earlier in a letter we read about a Lady Blackwood.
Yep.
And that was her. I was right.
1665. The devil is at work again. The great Black Plague is back, reaping thousands of lives in London. I must sell the Bull Inn and go there. Once more, William Marshall shall protect the land. 1666. What have I done? I let the devil infect me. God forgive me. The terrifying creature I had to defeat was a demon straight from hell, an abomination of the flesh, a walking apocalypse. I had to trap the dreadful creature in St. Paul's Church and set the building on fire. Without the advice of Michael, I don't know if I could have defeated my enemy. The flames cleansed the city of the demon's presence, but half of London burned down. Ever since I have dreamt of red blood, of slaughter and rage. It's like the disaster had tainted my blood, my very soul. For the first time in centuries, I am afraid. I shall crawl back to my retreat and pray to God for mercy for my infected soul. 1667. Elizabeth came to me. She said she felt my pain and rushed to save me. My poor daughter. Blinded by rage, intoxicated by the blood of hate, I bit her. She fled, shocked by my betrayal. I laughed and cried as she cursed me. God, have I betrayed you? Have you abandoned me? 1712. My prayers have been heard. I have found the strength to resist the need for blood, the never-ending hunger. My poor Elizabeth, will you ever forgive me? I've heard you now kill and take pleasure in bloodbath with this new progeny of yours. You're a victim in all this. What have I done? I swear I will find a way to make amends for what I have done to you. I swear I shall only rest once I know how to appease the blood of hate.
So yeah, she was infected with it through him.
And so is he. And so before that, they were totally fine. I didn't have that problem.
Oh, damn.
1785. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole finally agreed to meet me in London. They proposed to meet inside the new Cathedral of St. Paul. I like the wit and solemnity of these men. What a symbol, to choose the place where I defeated this disaster, but also the place where I fell. I agreed to their proposition. There, in the sacred silence of the church and under the eye of God, they respectfully listened to me. They acknowledged my victory against this evil creature, the Dosastro, the Eater of Stars, who only wished to spread death and pestilence all around her. Since they acknowledged my will to save London in 1666, they heard my request, my burning desire to stop the blood of hate. Their primate promised to come back to me with an answer. The primate of St. Paul wrote back to me with just a name, the Tear of Angels. According to him, this ancient artifact could heal anything, cleanse any blackened soul, and purify my blood. Blessed be the Lord. It took me more than 100 years to find a cure for the blood of hate, but I may have finally found it. Soon the rage shall end. Soon I may repair the wrong I did and cleanse my failures. Now all I need to do is retrieve the necessary ingredients to create the artifact. Blood of the purest heart mixed with the blood of a king. To find such rare ingredients is not what worries me the most, for time is on my side. It's the last part that worries me. Pure essence of garlic. I'm afraid it will literally hurt like hell when I drink the antidote, but if that's the price to pay to cleanse my soul and correct my mistakes, I'm ready to endure this excruciating pain.
Pretty sure that's literally the excerpt that we found.
At least part of it, yeah. 1786. I finally managed to gather all the ingredients needed to concoct the Tear of Angels. Blood, the purest heart for fortitude. Blood of a king for courage. Garlic essence for the painful cleansing. After months of impatience, almost made mad by the hunger, I waited again and again until finally Elizabeth cautiously came to me. As promised, I had chained myself to be sure I would not attack her again. I did not recognize my sweet daughter at first, for she only was Lady Blackwood now. The dreadful mistress of the dark who took delight in slaughter and carnage in France. She smirked as I apologized and cried for what I had inflicted to her. She shouted at me when I tried to explain to her that my bite had infected her, had given her the blood of hate, now burning in her veins, in her soul. I told her I had found a cure and that I had managed to create 1 dose of antidote. I gave it to her, to give her back her previous peaceful life. In exchange, I only asked her to take care of me, for I intended to be locked down in my tomb, chained if necessary, to impeach me from feeding on any mortal or immortal. She reluctantly took the Tear of Angels and left. I hope to see her again soon, cured and at peace. 1794. She came back to me, finally, cured, healthy, joyful, my Elizabeth. She told me she had drunk the antidote about a year ago in France after witnessing and taking part in the massacre of an entire orphanage caused by the blood of hate.
Oh. The orphanage that burned down in France that the letter referenced.
Yep.
Oh.
That's when the Lady Blackwood died, she said. She promised she would take care of me now. That's all I ask as I repent for all the murdered souls caused by my negligence of more than 100 years. 1795. My dearest daughter came back last week to tell me the good news. She has recently bought a castle in Scotland. She will soon finance the renovation of the castle crypt to provide me a new retreat, far from temptation, far from the noisy, crowded cities. I can't wait to embrace the solitude, find the peace I need to refrain from killing. God, please give me the strength to resist the urges during the journey from London to my new domain. Before I leave, I should give a copy of these memoirs to the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, without the most shameful and sensible information, of course. Soon I shall leave London to pursue my penance. There I shall find peace at last, with the support of my resuscitated Elizabeth.
So, yeah.
That's why she freaked out, because she knew she had that tainted blood.
Yeah. It's also why she avoids biting, too, just in case.
Mm-hmm. Also, time's up.
Are you kidding me?
No.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. We'll be doing another episode, and then I realized we have no idea what's going to fill this slot. So that's a thing.
We'll get to that.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you want to see more of this or any other Let's Play lore, etc., let us know what it is you want to see in the comments down below. In the meantime, this has been
True Masters and Morons, signing off.
Thanks for watching this video. If you'd like to see more like it, hit that subscribe orb.
To see our last Let's Play, click or tap the link on the right.
For our last lore video, click the link on the left.
Thank you to all of our patrons for making these videos possible.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.